I've been a wrestling fan for over 10 years now, and well, it's quite a long time to like something, isn't it? People would often expect me to think, wow, I'm looking at something, I'm enjoying it, it's all good. Nothing, my concept of what I see it as a fan hasn't really changed in those 10 years. A lot of people would say that, because, you see, wrestling has character roles and narrative, which to many are observed as they are. The face and the heel being the characters. The face, the good guy, stands up for all morals, all right, and will basically fight against the odds to come out the winner. Whilst the heel, the bad guy, throws insults at the fans, demeans your intelligence, will win by any means through cheating, and will do all he can to stop the face from doing anything. You see, in the narrative structure, you would see the bad guy beating up the good guy, and the good guy fighting back to win. It's all there. And you'd expect, through my time as a wrestling fan, that knowing how naive I can be sometimes, that I'd live with that concept, that I would keep that concept there, that the fourth wall of what is being shown to me would be the exact same. However, with wrestling, it's not a legitimate competitive sport. While there is physicality, it is like any form of theatre. And because it's like that, like most sport is a form of theatre in some way, and the narrative does change, in wrestling, it's one of those things where you know you don't have to follow everything that's being told to you. You don't need to be told, this is how the character is, this is how the narrative is. We, as an audience, can critically rip it apart. We can do what we want with it. Their fourth wall might be there. Brecht may state that we have to look at things through the fourth wall and interpret it as such. But the fact is, I don't think we need to. But that's the reason why a lot of wrestling fans like me have become cynical and very critical over the years that we've been fans. Is we don't see through that glass screen, the kayfabe, the shielding of the narrative concepts where it basically, it tells us everything we have to, and we have to follow it. We don't do that anymore. Why we don't do it anymore is very simple. We have our own opinions. And we have our own opinions because we, as single-minded human beings, want to express them. And we don't want to have what we should believe shoved down our throats. And in a lot of ways, we, including myself as wrestling fans, do that. You see, in real casual concept, for a guy looking straight into it without any notion of the industry at all, they would say John Cena, the face of the company, the ultimate good guy, doing anything to prove right over wrong. That would be, you'd say, oh, you'd follow that, wouldn't you? Because it's how the narrative goes. I don't. Because I find the character incredibly stale. I wouldn't follow that character, despite how much good he does outside the ring when the character isn't involved. You see, that's the thing. The bad guys get more respect from a fan like me after being the fan for so long. You'd understand that they don't get much of a chance to be successful because they're continuously being undermined. It's more, they do a lot more interesting things, they're funner to be around, and it makes for much more entertaining programming. You see, as a fan over my lifetime, that's what's changed. The character lines have been blurred, especially during the Attitude Era, when Stone Cold Steve Austin, a tweener, came about. He did things which the bad guy would do. Flip off the boss, drink beer on the job, and raise all loads of hell. Literally. You'd think he would get booed out of the building. But the fact is, a fan like me, a critic, would say, wow, this is awesome, and love it. You see, the lines have been blurred so much over my fandom that, to be honest with you, I can interpret it in any way I want. Character roles and narrative are effectively redundant, because no matter how many times they will try and tell you, this is the good guy, this is the bad guy, we will flip and change it. We will say, doesn't matter, I like this guy. He may do despicable things, but I don't care, he is awesome. We don't have to follow strict guidelines anymore. The fact is, CM Punk, the current heel, the main heel in WWE right now, he is my favourite wrestler. Obviously, there is bias there, but he may do some really bad things, but I love it all the same. And it's the thing. We don't want to be told what to think by the company who is showing this product to us. We don't want that. And, in all fairness, I don't want it either. It's simple. Me as a fan, I have changed a hell of a lot. I am still a little bit naive. I will suspend my disbelief and follow the narrative when I'm actually in support of something. If I am legitimately hating the guy the good guy's beating up, If the face is beating up a heel who, to be honest, in my opinion, deserves it because I hate him legitimately, then I will follow the story. But that doesn't happen regularly. You see, I hold myself in the anti-narrative column. I don't follow it because there isn't a point. Because sometimes what they throw at us is the worst thing they can offer, and I don't want that. I want to be able to interpret it in my own way, support people who I want to support. You see, we support football teams who we support in their own right. We know a narrative like that can't be written in stone, so why do they need to write it for us? Why do they need to write a narrative for us when we can just interpret it our own way? Oh yeah, because narrative and character roles and concepts of that sell money. It makes merchandise and sells it all to us. That's the problem though, because we could even buy the merchandise and it would still be a problem for us. Because they could say, oh, you're in support of the good guy. No, I just like the t-shirt. I don't have any alignment here. There isn't any alignment. We're just supporting who we want or buying what we want to fit what we need. We don't follow it because we have to. And me as a fan, really, you know, people may say, oh, you watch wrestling, you think it's real. I don't. I look through the shield of the fourth wall. I see everything as it is. I'm not too fussed. And character role should just not be fussed with it either. It should change as I have changed. I used to be naive and could believe anything. I am now critical, I am now cynical, I am now everything that the industry and the creative writing part of it does not want me to be. That may be a pain in the arse to them, but unfortunately, that's just how it is. And that argument is done.